Greetings, this is Dinah Monahan.
And Damon Evans bringing you Pro-Life Perspectives. This program is about all things pro-life. It's sponsored by White Mountain Tees in Snowflake. White Mountain Tees provides screen printing, embroidery, banner printing, merchandise with your logo on it, and much more for the White Mountain community. Whether it's 25 t-shirts for your family reunion or 5,000 for your big event, they can do it.
And Damon, they deliver your order right to your door. From Payson to Winslow, Pinetop to Springerville, they bring it to you. Go to whitemountaintees.com. That's whitemountaintees.com. Or stop by their shop in Snowflake.
Okay, Dinah, I have not seen anything about what we're discussing today on Pro-Life Perspective, so take it away.
Well, I'm going to tell you a story. So, and all the listeners out there, a story that happened to me that's just crazy in my pro-life walk. I went into a local gun shop and something came up about, I know, the Army warning people, training their people that we were terrorists, that pro-lifers were terrorists. We were actually literally on the terrorist list. And all of their recruits or their people were trained for that. And I mentioned that for something, because, bring up abortion anywhere, anytime I can. And the guy looked at me and said, well, he says, really? He said, I understand because, there's violence against the abortion clinics. I said, tell me the last time you remember any violence against an abortion clinic.
Yeah.
And he said, well, I just know that there was. I said, no, actually, it's been years and years and years. And in fact, the violence is now against pregnancy centers, which is true. Mm-hmm. And that'll be another day. Anyway, and he just sort of backed down, didn't say anything. And so I was thinking about it, and I had the craziest experience, but it's in keeping with our philosophy that life is precious, all life. Mm-hmm. And so, okay, when I worked at the Heritage House, and this was during Janet Reno's reign, reign of terror.
Janet Reno was Secretary of State, or no?
No, she was Homeland Security, and she set her sights on pro-lifers. So I got a phone call from a guy, and I was working in the Heritage House. Now, the Heritage House is the largest pro-life distributor in the world. We do literature, we do everything that pregnancy centers need and groups need, and it's pretty amazing because it's in Snowflake, Arizona.
It's an impressive facility.
It is. Yeah. So anyway, but I was there and I got a phone call from a guy, and he called me and he was rambling and he was really weird and he was talking about violence against abortionists. Mm-hmm. And so I called someone over, and this before you could hit record on your phone, and I said to witness what I said, and I said, I want you to know that we do not support abortion or violence. We do say that violence is wrong. We never support it, and I'm really not interested in what you're saying. Okay, so that was the end of that, and he said he had called me. He said he was calling the national pro-life leaders. And so he called about 5 of them. Okay. I don't think I was a national pro-life leader, but whatever, he got my name. And so anyway, then I got a letter from him. And I think this was right after the McMurray building. That was it, in Oklahoma City, when they bombed the McMurray building. Okay, so I got a letter from him, and it was a long 6-page, rambling, handwritten
manifesto.
I swear. It said in it, look around you because what you see is going to be no more. It's going to be in rubble.
Yeah,
and
of course. Yeah.
I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh. And I didn't trust the FBI, but I knew I needed to tell someone. So I called a friend of mine who had FBI contacts. He put me in touch with someone. They put me in touch with the local guys. And that was when, we had the militia. And so we had local FBI guys keeping an eye on the White Mountain militia guys. And so they came and visited me. And I showed him the letter. I gave him the letter. And I didn't hear any more about it. So, okay, just sort of didn't think about it after that. And then about a year later, I got a call from the editor of it was the Holbrook Herald, I think it was what it was called.
Okay.
The newspaper. I don't even know if it's still there. And she said, Dinah, what in the world have you done? And I'm like, what do you mean? She says, I just got a letter to the editor decrying you as being a traitor for turning in, and I don't even remember the guy's name, but turning him in. He was a pro-lifer, and I turned him in to the FBI, and he got sentenced to like almost life.
For like, it was a bomb threat of some kind?
Oh, it was an absolute, he threatened, well, here's what had happened after that. I said, what are you talking about? That was supposed to be confidential to the FBI. Well, apparently after I gave him the letter, they raided this guy's house, found a garage full of weapons and bomb-making equipment, arrested him, and put him away.
Oh, my goodness.
But I didn't know that. And then somehow it was leaked who ratted him out.
Outed him out, yeah. And they're turning on you as if you're a traitor to the cause because this guy is now behind bars. I think that's where we want him, right?
No kidding. So I did call the guy and basically said, what, are you crazy? He was going to kill innocent people. Don't even go there. This is, and he backed down. And anyway, I said, where did you find this out? He said, it was in an article in the Boston Herald. My name as the person turning him in was in an article in the Boston Herald. So I just want people...
What's the lesson here?
The lesson is, if you say you're pro-life, then you got to act on it. Yeah. And even though this guy was going to do damage to an abortion clinic, and he was going to blow up, who knows what with the arsenal he had, I don't care. If I really am pro-life, if I really believe that all life is precious to God, and that then I had no choice but to turn him in. And the only thing I can say is I'm a little bit concerned that he is sitting in his cell, counting down the days on the side of his cell, little hatch marks for every day, every year. And over here he has a bullseye with my name in the middle. So wow. I did tell my kids, if I'm assassinated for some reason, it's this guy.
Rehabilitation, I'm sure. Let that go.
Isn't that just the craziest story? But lest anybody think we promote violence, on the other hand, we absolutely don't. We stand against violence to our own detriment.
Well, yeah, because you have to be consistent.
Absolutely.
Like we end this podcast every week, we say, and love life.
Absolutely.
And that's the nature of it. Just love life and let everything else in your life follow suit.
Well, let's just pray that he found Jesus in prison.
Amen to that.
Amen to that.
And Dinah, I know that we're all very disappointed with the passage of Proposition 139 in the recent election, which has encoded the right to abortion until the point of birth in our Constitution, which is so sad and tragic. And we're very disappointed. But as I've reflected on that, I'm just realizing that the fight has just shifted from a legislative one, where we're trying to prevent abortions with our vote, to one where we are going to do that with our hearts.
Yes.
And our hands and our feet, by trying to intervene and intercept women who are so desperate with an unwanted pregnancy that they feel that they need to kill their baby. And we must, in love, show them that they have options. There's a better way.
Amen to that.
All right, well, that's enough. That's all we have time for today. So until next time, be safe,
be blessed,
be kind,
and love life.